Hello, everyone. Welcome. It is noon. As usual, I will be giving just 1 minute to allow you guys to come in before we start the business of the day. Um, how has your day been? For those working at home, remotely, those in the office, those on break, and those driving, because sometimes you can be driving at the same time, listening to webinar. Hope you guys are doing well. I can see from my attendees list a couple of familiar names. You guys are welcome to today's edition of um, our normal, webinar. Today is indeed a good day. Now, I will tell you guys the main reason why I decided to call it a good day. Like I said 1 minute ago, that I will give just 1 minute. I can see that we've actually exhausted 1 minute. I guess I will just take it up from here, even as people keep joining us. Good afternoon once again, and welcome. For those of you guys that are joining us for the first time, my name is Gagba Esahaya, and I'm a training coordinator of the Temple Small Business Development Center. At the Temple Small Business Development Center helps small business start and grow. We offer free one-on-one consulting and a variety of low to no-cost webinars. We are part of the nationally accredited network of the Small Business Development Centers, which has over 1,000 networks across the United States. We are here this afternoon for a webinar on inbound marketing strategies that delivers powerful results. A copy of the PowerPoint and the link to the recording will be sent to all the attendees. Being a webinar, all the attendees have been muted. However, we always encourage you guys to drop your questions on the Q&A and the chat box. I did say today is a good day. Now, the main reason why today is a good day is because I've got two great speakers. Today happens to be the first day I am working with Nicole. Kurt has always been like my mentor. Without further ado, please allow me to welcome these two wonderful presenters, even as it takes over the floor for the presentation. Nicole and Kurt, you guys are welcome.
Hey, Garba, man, happy Wednesday, dude. And hey, everybody, how about a little round of applause for Garba for being a great MC today? So, guys, welcome. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Man, I see some familiar names here. Whitney's in the house here today, Nicole. We've got Regina. I know we love Regina. So we've got Luann, Lauren, Kristen, Haley, Emily, Edward, Diane, Deborah. I know you come to our programs. Thank you for joining us. Barbara, Bernie, anybody I missed, we'll be catching up with you guys. Love to have that chat box on fire today. So, man, we have a lot to cover. My name's Kurt Anderson. Boy, if this is your first time, what an honor, privilege to connect with you today. We're here at the Temple University Small Business Development Center, the SBDC. If you are in the Philadelphia area, boy, we encourage you, invite you, welcome you. We implore you to connect with your SBDC. Their services are completely free and confidential. Man, they are rock stars here. Garba is just phenomenal, as you just found out. They have an all-star team of business advisors. They have all sorts of resources to help you on your entrepreneurial journey. The director, boy, Maura Shanker, she is top notch, man. She's my favorite. My heart goes out to Maura, the director of the Temple University SBDC. Now, if you're coming to us outside of Philadelphia area, boy, I think there's around like 20 centers throughout the great state of Pennsylvania. If you are outside of Philadelphia, check out your SBDC. If you're like our friend Whitney, all the way down in Houston, man, there's an SBDC near you as well. So let's dig into this program. We have a ton to cover. Today, we're going to be talking about inbound marketing. But before we get there, I want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to each and every single one of you. I know how busy you are. Your time is absolutely precious. Boy, we never take this for granted. We thank you for taking time out of your busy day to join us. We also thank you for being entrepreneurs, man. You are truly the heroes of our economy, and we salute you. We thank you. Boy, it's been challenging for the past couple of years. Even without COVID, it is challenging being an entrepreneur. So thank you for joining us today. So, guys, I'm going to introduce you to my dear friend, this marketing guru, rock star, Nicole Donnelly. Nicole, happy Wednesday, my friend. How are you today?
I'm great, Kurt. It's a great day. I'm excited to be here. Love it. Nice to be here.
Well, this is awesome. We've got Nicole. She's down the road in the Washington, D.C. area. She is a HubSpot certified guru. And boy, we have a ton to cover. My name's Kurt Anderson. Love to connect with you guys. As a matter of fact, go in the chat box. Boy, if we were in person, we'd be doing maybe high fives or maybe just air high fives. I don't know where we're at with the whole COVID thing, but drop your LinkedIn profile, drop your website. We'd love to know what you have going on, where you're coming from. I just dropped Nicole's LinkedIn profile, dropped my LinkedIn profile. So, Nicole's a HubSpot certified expert, man. I'm an e-commerce evangelist, #1 job on the planet. I'm a girl dad. So, all right, let's keep this party rolling here, Nicole. So, all right, Nicole, we're in Philadelphia today at Temple University. Most important question for everybody, please drop in the chat box, Pat's or Geno's. If we're going out to lunch, Nicole Garb and I have a little wager. And so if you're going to go out and get a cheesesteak today, where are you going? Are you going to Pat's? Are you going to Geno's? I know I have my answer. Deborah, man, I'm right there with you. I'm a Pat's guy. So, Whitney or Geno's. Okay. So, all right. We still love you. So, all right. Pat's or Geno's. Now, guys, as we dig in this program, my dear friend Les Brown says, you have greatness within you. So, all right, let's tackle some e-commerce and some inbound marketing today. So, Nicole, today we're going to be covering 2 things on our agenda, 2 things only, and it's going to be KYS, #1, and #2, help. Now, what on earth are we talking about? But you guys, you're going to have to stick around. You got to stick around, and we're going to answer these questions for you. We might even have a little freebie, a little complimentary gift for you at the end of our program. Nicole, what's going on? What is inbound marketing and outbound marketing, for goodness sakes?
Man, great question, Kurt. So there's so many different ways that you can market to your customers, and these are just 2 of the ways that you can do it. So inbound marketing is all about attracting your customers to you, providing them with really engaging, exciting content that really answers and helps them with the problem that you solve. And outbound is where you're reaching out to them cold and trying to find them out in the world. That's the main difference.
Okay, so perfect. We're going to take a deep dive. So again, guys, thank you. I see Steve and Corey, bunch of guys are dropping your website. You're dropping your LinkedIn profile. Marcel says half Pats and half Geno's. Hey, good answer, Marcel. We've got Emily, again, Whitney here. So Mary Sue, thank you guys for joining us. Let's keep this chat box. So keep these questions coming. This is an interactive program here today. So Nicole, let's, inbound and outbound, I have to say, I've been an e-commerce marketing guy for 100 years, or it feels like it. This inbound, outbound thing was a little bit new to me. What is outbound compared to inbound?
So it's a lot like fishing, Kurt. You can market to people lots of different ways, just like you can fish a lot of different ways. So outbound is like you go out and you cast a huge net and you go out and you try to catch as many fish as you can. They don't know you're coming. They just get caught in the net. And you could catch some rubber tires in there. You could catch who knows what in that net, right? It might not even be the right customer that you're looking for. But that's what outbound is. You're just really trying to cast as big a net as you can. Inbound is a little bit different. I don't know about you, but have you ever been fishing, Kurt? Do you like to fish?
I've been fishing, and this looks a little different here, Nicole. What's going on in this slide?
Yeah, I've never fished before, but I've gone crabbing. So this is me taking my lovely family. We went down to South Carolina. We went crabbing. And I don't know if you guys have ever been crabbing before. It's so much fun. All you do is you take chicken leg and you tie string to a chicken leg and you just drop it in the water. You got your bait, right? That's your bait. And when you put that chicken leg in the water, I'm telling you, those crabs, they come right for it. So that's what inbound is like. Inbound is all about putting that bait out there and letting your prospects, your soulmates, your customers, they come to you. They see that bait, they want it, and they come. And that's what it's all about.
And Nicole, when you go crabbing and you laser focus on that ideal client, what are the results?
Look at that. Oh my gosh. Low country boil. Amazing. That's my daughter in the front, Charlotte. I can't tell you, she had at least 5 or 6 crabs. She was in heaven. It was amazing. So that's what we all want for you. We want you guys to experience that same thing with inbound marketing, really attracting those customers to you. So that you can have that wonderful experience.
Well, that's absolutely perfect. Again, more folks are dropping. Bob and Shelly Baker Jones. She dropped their websites in there. Haley, looks like you're in Wexford. I know where that is. You're outside of Pittsburgh. So again, thank you for dropping by today. So let's take a deeper dive. So I love that analogy, just casting a wide net. Man, maybe you land some crabs, maybe you land a tire that you didn't want, right? But when you go crabbing and you're very specific. So let's take it one step further. So inbound, either versus or compared to outbound. Today, our program is inbound. Just talk a little bit about the difference here.
Yeah. So some examples of inbound are content marketing. So what is content? Let's just talk about a few examples. This would be blogging. This would be any type of video content that you're creating. This webinar, for example, is a perfect example of inbound marketing. Any type of virtual events that you're doing, social media posts, organic social media posts, those are all examples of content marketing and inbound marketing. You're creating content that your customers need help with, and you're solving that, you're helping them with that. Opt-in email marketing, same thing. They've raised their hand, they like what you're sharing with them, and they've said, yes, I want to see more information from you. And then paid search, they're searching for something on Google and you're coming up because you have exactly what it is that they're looking for. Outbound, this is like your ads that you put in your magazines, TV ads, billboard ads. Those are those interruption type of experiences that where you're trying to catch their attention. They haven't asked for it. You haven't raised their hand. You're just trying to catch them with whatever they're doing day to day.
Perfect. All right. So let's go into a little case. Hey, by chance, do you have a little case study that we could discuss about inbound marketing?
I think I do, Kurt.
I think you do. So, all right, let's talk about this company here. So again, so we target a lot of manufacturers. And so we're going to go through a little bit of an industrial example. So even though, we see like you guys are in text marketing, also, different services. Again, this program is all about you. So we want to replace this company with your company, but we just want to take you through a little case study. So Nicole, what's going on here with this company, US Air Filtration?
US Air Filtration is an air pollution control company, and they make dust collection systems. These are like big vacuums, okay, that go in factories to clear the air. And when I first started working with them, they had no marketing to speak of. This was their old website, and there was nothing really here to entice or engage their soulmate, right? So we've talked, soulmates are so important. You want to be able to really identify who is your target customer, who is it that you're going after, who are you sending those chicken legs in for, right? Into the water. And so we needed to identify who their target customer was. And this website was just not doing a good job of attracting the right customer. There was no call to action. So here's what we did after. This is their website after. We provided them several ways to contact us. So we had live help set up here. We have a way for them to request a quote. We built in a store so they could shop right on the store and very easily get exactly what they needed as quickly as possible. And then the other thing we did is we set up a blog and we started blogging. And that was a huge way for us to educate the prospects and customers and help them solve some of their problems.
This is perfect. So guys, again, Kristen, thank you for joining us. Again, Haley, everybody that's chiming in. If you haven't already, drop your LinkedIn profile, drop your website in there. All sorts of fascinating entrepreneurs that we have on the call today. So think about, I want to take like Emily, so it looks like you have a handcrafted organic skins for sailors and outdoor enthusiasts. Boy, I love it. So that is specific. So again, guys, what we want to think about here, and Michelle just dropped in the purple moonstone. So think about, what is the call to action? Are you speaking the right language to the right buyer on your website? So when you come here, it was like, kind of confusing. Stock photo. Boy, I'm not a fan of stock photos. I encourage you to avoid those. Nicole got very specific here for that ideal buyer. And so like, get help, request info, shop now, learn more. Fast, easy. How do we solve your problem? So Nicole, let's slide in. We're going to take it a little bit deeper. Let's talk a little bit about blogging. Okay. So we're here to talk about inbound marketing. What did blogging do for this case study?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So this blogging is a really great inbound strategy that you can use for your business, but the key is consistency. So what we did for US Air is we decided we were going to start blogging 2 times a month. And what we did is we took some time with the sales team to identify what are the top questions that we're hearing over and over again from potential customers. What are they always asking us? We made a list of those top questions, and then we married that up with some keyword research to see what are the things people are searching for when they go to Google. What questions are they asking Google? So we took both of those lists of topics and we created a plan for the entire year of what topics we were going to write about. And then we just started writing. We did 2 blog posts a month, and every month we were consistently blogging about those topics. And this is exactly what happened to our search traffic over time.
Man, this is awesome. And Whitney, I agree. This traffic increase looks amazing. Boy, I wish this was my 401k right now or any of our stock portfolios. Kristen says, how did you do the Google keyword research?
Very great question, Kristen. So We use Moz, which is a service but there's also a free version, which is Google Keyword Planner, that we would encourage you to use. It's free, absolutely free. We love that. So you can go to Google Keyword Planner, and you can actually type in, let's say, a search query that's relevant to your business, and Google Keyword Planner will actually spit out some relevant keywords that would be keywords that you would want to potentially optimize for or add to your site. I don't know, Kurt, is there anything
Absolutely.
you want to add there?
Yeah, and well, not a shameless plug, but I geek hard on keyword strategy. So if you stop by our website b2btail.com, we have all sorts of, man, I have tons of blogs, a lot of videos, and we love talking about Google Keyword Planner. Anybody out there, Gina, or anybody out there comes, Regina, anybody comes to a lot of our programs, I constantly love that word. Free. Google Keyword Planner is absolutely free. So now talking about Google Keyword Planner, when you sign up for Google Keyword Planner, you need to have a Google Ads account. Now, when you join on Google Ads, it's going to say, hey, you need a credit card. And you're going to say, hey, Kurt, Nicole said it's free. It is absolutely free, but it requires a credit card. So this is a perfect segue. Kristen, thank you for that question. Google pay-per-click. It looks like you had tremendous results on Google pay-per-click, Nicole. What's going on this screen?
Yes. So what we did is we've talked all about what is content that we can create that's going to be valuable to our target customer, right? And so for US Air, one of the top things that customers were looking for is they wanted to know how much the product cost. So the price was a big thing for them. So we said, well, what if we, on our ads that people click on through Google Ads, we're going to give them a pricing calculator. They can go on and answer 3 questions, and we're going to email them a ballpark price for the system. So we're hitting them with value and helping answer their problem right away. And the minute we created that experience for them, where they could come to this ad, click on the web page, and we're helping them right away solve that top question, we just saw our results skyrocket.
That's phenomenal. So again, guys, whatever industry you're in, whether it's service, product, whatever that case is, again, think about that original screenshot that Nicole had of the website, a little bit broad, a little vague. And they got very specific. Get help. Need a quote fast. Need help fast. Quick response. Whatever it is that your ideal customer, when you guys come to our workshops, we call them our soulmates. When that soulmate lands on your website, what are they looking for? Nicole, let's talk about, you mentioned email marketing is a critical part of inbound marketing, that opt-in email. What's going on this page?
Yeah, absolutely. And opt-in is really important. So this is not cold email. This is people who've raised their hand. They've said that they're interested in getting content from you. So in the case of the pricing calculator, they provided you contact information. They said, I want to get more information from you. That's opt-in. And so what we did is we took a look at all of our prospects and customers across the entire life cycle of their journey with us. And we created some very personal email campaigns depending on whether they were leads, the type of lead that they were, the type of customer that they were. And we just saw tremendous results when we were reaching out to them and continuing to provide them with really great content through email.
That's fantastic. So again, guys, if email is new to you, great thing about email is, you can jump on MailChimp. It is free. Another one of our favorite words, right? Free. And as well as you own that list. It's great. Say if your ideal customers are hanging out on Facebook or maybe they're on LinkedIn, it's great when you have that network community. We strongly encourage and implore you to do so. However, on LinkedIn, it's great because you own that. So Nicole, let's take a deep dive for inbound marketing success or any marketing success. Boy, we really need KISS, right? KYS. I know during COVID, that's probably not the best word to use, but KYS. Does anybody out here, you guys, Regina, anybody out here has popped into our previous programs? Anybody know what KYS stands for? Anyone? All right, here we go. Ready? Drum roll. Know your soulmate. Know your soulmate inside and out. Okay, so here's a quick example. This is one of the soulmates of a client I had the honor and privilege of working with. This is Monica Ventez. Monica Ventez, she is in her later 30s. You're going to find her on the evenings and weekends, hanging out at sporting events, watching her kids. She is concerned about maintaining her stellar reputation. She has authority and budget to back it up. You're going to find her on LinkedIn. So if Monica is your ideal customer, is indeed your soulmate, well, maybe you're not going to find her hanging out on Facebook. You want to engage with her on LinkedIn. Maybe you want to put out some real powerful, engaging information or guides or resources that are going to help her make that buying decision. Again, we want you to think about your ideal customer. Another one, if you guys come to our workshops, you're familiar. I talk a lot about engineering Elsa. Now, Nicole, did I mention we're going to have a couple of sing-alongs today? Did I bring that up? But so
Can't wait for
guys,
that.
we're
You're
doing a
gonna
couple.
sing to us, Kurt.
We're doing a couple sing-alongs. So everybody come off of mute. We're going to do a sing-along for engineering Elsa. So if the one person on this call doesn't know the words to Let It Go, I did put the words up here. So we're going to do it. I'm just kidding. We're not going to do Let It Go. But so, all right, guys, in the chat box, get the fingers ready. Get off of Facebook, come back to me, stop texting your third cousin removed on your mother's side. Just kidding. So who is your soulmate? I'd love to see in the chat box, who is your ideal customer that you're trying to engage with? What do they look like? What's going on? What challenges are they facing? But I'd love to know who is your ideal customer. And if you could, it would make my day. Drop that in the chat box. So we've got Mary Sue, people, moms in need of self-care, parents, T. Sim. So let's take it a little step further. Small business owners, Corey, local in my area, Kristen in Richmond. Let's take it one step further. So if it's parents, are they, I'm an older dude. Is it older parents, younger parents? Are they empty nesting parents? Are they new parents? Is it moms in need of self-care? Is it new moms, older moms, grandmoms, right? So what we'd love to do is think about how do we get real specific. Preteen parents for preteens and teens. Nicole, that's me and you. So we need to connect with T. Simmons. So who else? We got Michelle, self-care, looking for herbal tea. Perfect. Guys, keep it coming. We want you to really get real specific here. People that love treating themselves to nice things. Rihanna, what type of nice things? Let's get more specific and share with us. Man, look at this one. Mm-hmm. Bernie. How about a round of applause for Bernie? Look at Bernie.
Nice,
You and
Bernie.
Sarah is 35 to 50. She's suburban, gender, female, high degree. That is perfect. I love what Bernie did. Guys, grab a screenshot of Bernie, of how he spelled that out. He's getting very specific, knows his soulmate inside and out. And now how do we attract, appease, and help that soulmate become a rock star of the story? So Nicole, let's talk. We won't spend a ton of time here because we're going to get into it. And again, our jam is not outbound marketing, but let's just take it one step further, a little bit about, the difference between inbound and outbound here.
Yeah, absolutely. Outbound is interruption marketing, right? You're watching TV and you get an ad interrupting your program, and that's interruption marketing. So this would be trade show booths that you go to, any type of outbound sales calls, cold calling, for example. You're all interrupting people with whatever they're doing, right? And there's a place for that. There's definitely a place for outbound marketing. Inbound is different. So inbound's like we've talked about, blogging, opt-in email, any type of thought leadership you're doing on webinars and podcasts. That's all considered inbound. You're earning their attention by helping them, educating them, guiding them so that they're coming to you for more help and you're showing them that you can guide them.
That's absolutely perfect. So, all right, we're gonna fly through. Man, we got a ton to cover. And look at what people are typing. Haley, well done. Recovering people from surgery and chronic pain. She wanted to add that it's a medical massage practice. T, you're adding, full-time for parents that are working full-time. Mary Sue, self-care and bath additives. Lauren, awesome job here. Businesses looking specifically for precision hydraulic solutions. Man, is that specific? She's talking to military customers and so on and so forth. So guys, great job. Nicole, let's get a little round of applause for everybody participating. Thank you. Made my day. Keep it coming. So, all right, question, who loves making those cold calls? I don't know, maybe if you're like one of those crazy people out there. So not only is it challenging, do we dread making those phone calls, more importantly, how many people out there love receiving those cold calls? Nicole, don't you love when your cell phone rings off the hook? You're like, who are these people, right? Nobody really likes those cold calls. How about those paid email lists when like all of a sudden you're like, dude, you're intruding my email. Please leave me alone, right? Social media ads. Maybe some of you are having great success there. We're not going to cover that today because we have a ton to cover on inbound, direct mail, trade shows that we talked about. I love this cartoon. Just savor that cartoon there, I'm like, soulmate, did you miss my exhibit? Okay. Nicole, at our training, we love to talk about how to make a great first web impression. You showed that earlier with US Air on how you took a poor website design and converted it into high conversion web design. What I like to say is, how do we make those? And I borrowed this from somebody on LinkedIn this week. How do you make a great first web impression over just buying web impressions? And this is a great way to do this with inbound marketing. However, I have a trivia question. I have a Philadelphia trivia question. Nicole, do you know this one? Who sings Philadelphia? Oh my God, Deborah, dude, you're like, man, she was like fast. Look at that. Kristen got it. Edward got it. Tracy got it. Sir Elton John, man, if you go to any sporting event in Philadelphia, you are going to hear, I love this song. So we might do that sing along too. Look at Tracy. Thank you guys. Edward, thank you for participating. So let's get back to inbound marketing, Nicole. All these Philadelphia fans. Wasn't that awesome? So, all right, what is going on? Look at the expression of this young woman. I love it. Now, talk to me about this page, this expression, and how does this tie in with inbound marketing?
Well, yes, look at her. She is delighted, right? Inbound marketing is all about delighting your customers and catching those big, ideal customers for you. So here is the customer journey right here. This is you have to think of yourselves as the Yoda, okay? You are the guide. Inbound marketing is all about positioning you as the guide, and your customer is Luke Skywalker, and he's trying to save the galaxy from evil Darth Vader, right? So you're there to help your customer on this journey, right? And through this journey, you're educating them throughout the way. You want to position yourself as being helpful, the guide. You're not pushing, you're not selling, you're just educating, right? You're just supporting them and letting your customer be the hero so that they can save the day and save the galaxy. So these are all of the stages of the journey. And along the way, inbound is all about nurturing that relationship, nurturing that partnership with them by really providing engaging and helpful information throughout the entire process.
Man, I love that word delight. So guys, again, you look at this process here, and I got to give a shout out to Steven, dude, like awesome. Anyone that has employees that drive in company vehicles and wants to lower their liability risk, that I'm going to round of applause for Stephen right there. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for participating. Thank you for joining us today. So what I love, guys, what you're doing here, and if you guys have caught any of our previous workshops, my partner, Wesleyan, we're doing LinkedIn next Wednesday, but we love digging deep into that ideal buyer. Whenever we try to be everything to everybody, Nicole, what are we?
Nothing to no one.
Nothing to no one, right? So we always talk about niching down till it hurts. The riches are in the niches. So I love you guys are doing a phenomenal job. Thank you. You're a tremendous inspiration. I love it. So Nicole, we're talking about inbound marketing. You showed earlier great graph on blogging, on that great success. And I think it was Kristen asked about, hey, what about those keywords? Okay. Now I kind of gave it away a little bit. Does anybody know what RIK stands for? Probably not. Maybe Regina, you might have heard this one. Nicole, what are RIKs?
Ridiculously important keywords, Kurt. These are the gold nuggets. You want to have them on your website.
That's right, guys. So when you're taking on your inbound marketing strategy, laser focus on what you're absolutely best at, right? Again, when we try to be everything to everybody, boy, Nicole and I, we are challenging ourselves to stay in our lane, stay in our niche. We are so much better. If somebody's not in my lane, I just did it last week. I had to refer them to another subject matter expert. Right. And you're like, oh boy, we're leaving money off the table. No, it makes us look better. It makes the customer look better. How many times have you taken on a bad customer or a bad client? It causes that unnecessary additional stress. So the reason I'm going there, that helps you with your ridiculously important keywords. Now, Nicole, why are those RICs, those ridiculously important keywords, why are they so critical with your blogging strategy?
Yes, because you want people to be able to find your content, right? You've created this really great content that's going to help your customers and help them with their pain. Well, they're not going to find it if the keyword that they're searching for in Google isn't on that blog post or isn't on that web page. So it's so important that you're sprinkling those keywords into your page so that Google can find them and then rank your page in search so that when people come and they're looking for what you have to offer, they're going to be able to find you.
So I love what you did here. So Nicole, I wasn't familiar with this term until I met you. So bag houses, you're like, man, what's a bag house? It's this really expensive piece of equipment, right? Like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Oh, yeah. So it's in the dust collecting space. This is an industrial dust collecting company, manufacturer. And here in this really competitive space, Bag houses, she's number 2. But now what's interesting, what I love what you did is you asked a question. And this is really important part of our program today. You focused on your soulmate, that ideal client. You listened to them. And one of the questions that they were begging was what?
How much does a dust collector cost?
How much does a dust collector cost? So you look at over here on the left, if the ideal customer, her soulmate, is typing dust collector filter bags, here she's coming up number 1 organically, that coveted top spot on Google. Thank you, Google. Nicole, talk a little bit about this question. What inspired you to address that question?
Yeah, so this was one of the questions that we heard that customers were asking over and over and over again. And so we thought, well, let's just answer it for them. If we can answer it for them through their web search so that they know before they even pick up the phone and call us, one, when they do call us, they're going to be qualified. And we're only going to be getting those people that are really ready to buy what we have to offer. And it allows you to scale so that now, instead of your sales rep answering that same question over and over again on the phone, now you're able to answer that question at scale on your website for them and just really make it easier for the right people to find you.
That's fantastic. And let's talk a little bit about the results for everybody.
Yeah, look at this. So once we started blogging and really focusing in on those ridiculously important keywords, Kurt, we saw a huge increase in search visibility, meaning that people were able to find our website, over 150% increase in our visibility over a period of 3 years. And then the movement is the keywords themselves. So we saw a huge increase in rankings for those top keywords when we started adding those to the page and really creating content around them. And lastly, we were able to capture a lot of those awesome featured snippets, Kurt, which are those gold nugget real estate at the top of the search engine result that Google pulls out from the top page and puts it right at the top for people to answer their question.
Absolutely. So guys, if you attend any workshops, here at the SBDC and you're talking about SEO and they talk about that Google snippet, I know we've talked about it on our programs. It's that coveted top spot, big chunk of real estate. Here's an example. This is a manufacturer that we work with, extremely competitive keyword. They're going up against like Amazon, O'Reilly Auto Parts, AutoZone, every major brick and mortar retailer for an auto space. And yet they've been able to cover that top spot because they niched down and laser focused on the questions or those ridiculously important keywords that their soulmates are typing. So again, let's focus, the more we listen to those ideal customers, boy, the better results that we're going to have. So let's talk about curiosity and empathy. Nicole, what does that have to do with marketing?
Man, I love this. This is the foundation of all great marketing. You have to be curious about your customers and you have to care about it and care about them. So that is always the start whenever you're thinking about what you need to do with your marketing, how you're going to find more customers. Start with curiosity, ask the questions and listen and really care.
I think that calls for another sing along, if I'm not mistaken. So any Beatle fans out there? So, what we want to think about, guys, whenever from now on moving forward, when you hear the wonderful song, I don't know if you hear it too often, and maybe for our Beatle fans out there, they do. When you hear that song, Help, let's think about our ideal customers. Let's think about our soulmates. And the more that we dedicate ourselves to helping them, like Nicole just said, how can they be the hero of that story? How can they be the rock star? The more we dedicate ourselves to their success, the more you're going to find success. So think about our friends, Beetle. I'll save you guys. I'll spare you. But let's think about help. I need somebody help. No, I'm just kidding. So, all right. This is a favorite quote of mine from the wonderful Zig Ziglar. You can have everything in life that you want if you help enough others achieve what they want. So that's a great quote. And again, if we dedicate ourselves to our marketing efforts, boy, it just makes life so much easier on that approach. So guys, let's get the chat box firing up again. If you drifted off for a second, come back to us. What are the top questions? I'll make it easy. What's the top question or the top challenge that your soulmate is facing right this minute? Right this minute. So like Steven, I love what you put here. What is your soulmate facing that they need to cut and go? Let's go back to who else we got in here? We've got Tracy. You've got Philly Sports Apparel, 25 to 44. What do they face? I know your manager just got fired. Maybe that's what the challenge that they're facing right now. Poor Joe Girardi. I like Joe. How about medical massage? Haley, what's the challenge that your soulmate, maybe they just went through surgery or whatever it might be, Regina. So all of you guys on here, think about what is the challenge? What's the question that they're facing right now? So, all right, let's see what's going on in the chat box. Bob, how to get customers back in customer retention. Corey, need more customers, need to hire and take on more customers. Bernie, a family loved one has an addiction and creating stress and fear. Boy, Bernie, God bless you what a tough industry that you're in. Boy, anybody that has family members that's struggled with addiction, Bernie, our hats off to you. Michelle, someone that's having trouble sleeping or relaxing. Stephen, they believe they will never happen to them, even though roads have been more dangerous than ever. Great point, Stephen. Barbara, lack of confidence, scars, healing. Regina, diversity and inclusion. I remember you've got great things going on. Kristen, social emotional project. Guys, this is phenomenal. Man, this is good. You guys are beating my expectations.
You guys are awesome, man.
T is crushing it. Haley crushing it. So, okay, guys, this is phenomenal. So what we want to do is, how do we marry that ideal soulmate? I know I'm not sure how that sounded, right, Nicole? Marry your soulmate. Okay. Then I didn't even mean to go there on that one. How do you marry identifying and really focusing on the challenge of your soulmate with that question that they might be asking? And how can we just get aggressive and get out there? Mary Sue, somebody looking for a small break from their long days, self-care, and relax. Hey, Nicole, how about a little round of applause for everybody participating? And please keep them coming. So what we'd love for you to do is think about, are you saving your client money? Are you saving them savings, supply chain challenges, making them more comfortable, shipping, reliability? Think of all the challenges that your ideal client with that soulmate is facing right now, and how you're there to help them save that day. That's going to be a big portion of that process. Nicole, let's talk about, you have had great success. You showed us a wonderful slide. There it is, that 6,000% return on Google Ads. If anybody's new to Google Ads out there, just talk a little bit about the benefit of Google advertising.
Yes, it's a great way for you to capture that high intent buyer, that buyer that's ready to buy now or really has a problem. So you're able to find the right people coming to you and looking for your product or service. So, yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Hey, and by the way, Garba, you know what? I think did I win the bet or did I lose the bet? Before we jumped on, guys, I said, I'm predicting I said 36 people. And at one point in time, I think at our peak, I saw like 35, 36, something. So I think, so cheesesteaks are on me. That was our bet today, guys. I have to buy Nicole and Garba. I own it, and I'm looking forward to it, actually. So Nicole, let's talk about video marketing. That's another, boy, we couldn't talk about this enough. Great strategy here. You've had great success with US Air on video marketing. Heavy duty industrial company are thinking, boy, what do you talk about on videos?
Yeah, great question. So video is a great inbound strategy. Google loves video. If you have video on your blog post, on your website, any of your pages, Google gives you some extra love. So you're going to get higher rankings. Not only does Google love video, but customers love video. People love to watch video. I think there's a statistic that 80% of customers would prefer watching video when they're learning about a product than reading about it. And it's only increasing. So video is a huge, huge inbound strategy. And we've seen great success with it for US Air when we've added video content to their website and to their YouTube channel. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Regina. I'm turning it up. So, yeah.
Thank you. So, and that's and guys, and look at here. We talk about those RICs, those ridiculously important keywords. They sell dust collectors. How much does a dust collector cost? What dust collector is right for my application? So when you go on US Air's, when you go through there, and look at Steven says, I have sign language on my videos. Man, kudos to you, Steven. That's fantastic. So guys, drop in there if you're benefit, if you have any other tips like Steven here, great suggestion here. Any other tips, get your keywords on there. And if you guys have come to any of my workshops about backlinks, when you put out a video, get a link going back to your website and down in the description. Okay. I know this isn't a video workshop, but we want to get those backlinks on there. Nicole, we have a nice little testimonial here. What's being said on this screen?
Yeah, so this was a customer that was getting our email marketing campaigns with video and came back and said, man, I love your videos so much. I want to make some. Who'd you work with? It was amazing.
That's
So there's some real value there in terms of what you can do with video and how it can help engage and delight your customers.
That's awesome. And so a great way is have that transcription on your video. Boy, you can find somebody on, if you don't have somebody local, you can go on Upwork, you can go on Fiverr, you can go on to any of the outsourcing sites. Haley's dropping a question, Stephen, could you provide how we could do that? So if there's a resource, drop that in there. So, we had you and I do workshops together. We had a group of manufacturers at our training yesterday and great conversation. So there was a manufacturer like, boy, what do my customers, email's new, maybe they're a little bit resistant to email. And they pose a question of like, boy, what am I going to email about? And the conversation turned dynamic where it was like, hey, what if we flipped a script and instead of calling it email, it's a company newsletter? People want to hear, maybe you want to shine a bright light on employees, or maybe there's information, if you're a manufacturer and you're importing or exporting product, maybe currency is important to you, or, we saw burning with the addiction issues. Maybe there's some articles that you saw in a periodical or another magazine or a blog. There's all sorts of things that you can put on a newsletter and to deliver that value to the customer where it's not like the retail, kind of a salesy, get 10% off type thing. So again, think about the value that you can deliver. Nicole, we do all sorts of webinars, workshops. Why are webinars such a powerful tool to communicate from an inbound marketing standpoint?
Oh, it's just so great because you're able to really have people connect with the people that are the face behind the company, and people connect with people. So by putting your subject matter experts in webinar, it just really allows you to create a much stronger connection, much stronger relationship with your prospects, especially when what you're selling is a complex product or service. So webinar really allows you to go into a lot more detail about what's involved with that process and help answer some of those questions about the complexity that your prospects and customers may be asking.
Absolutely. I love that. So guys, think about like where your soulmates are hanging out. Where can you find clusters of soulmates? Okay. I love the relationship we have here with the Small Business Development Center. As a matter of fact, I'll give a shout out to the SBDC right now. SBDC is an incredible resource, great tool for it. If you came in a little bit late, you missed this. Their services are completely confidential. They are free. They are all over the state of Pennsylvania. I think there's nearly 1,000 centers throughout the great United States. So here at Temple University, all sorts of resources, great information. So think about your ideal client. You guys, believe it or not, guess what? You're our soulmates. Nicole, all of our soulmates are hanging out here today with us. So by partnering with the SBDC, they bring a group of folks into the room that we can share and engage, and we have a great time doing these. I want to go back one slide. Man, little shameless plugs. So we do a LinkedIn Live every Friday. And we're interviewing the founder of Reebok. Man, we are just so excited. This is Joe Foster. Joe Foster founded Reebok in 1958, built it into $1 billion company. So if you want to know how to learn, you want to learn how to build up $1 billion company, join us for an interview with the great Joe Foster. We have some good conversation going on here in the chat box. So Stephen, thank you, dude, for dropping this. I make all my videos raw with no movie magic. So you can take them truthful. On my YouTube channel, you can watch 6-year-old Colton cut on his belt and break a window while in his booster seat. He may need to save his dad one day. That's awesome. Love that, Stephen. And so Haley, thank you for chiming in here. So guys, one thing I wanted to point out. So again, we do these LinkedIn Lives. So last week we had a woman, she's a celebrity from the History Channel, and she was absolutely awesome. So I put out a little promotion on LinkedIn just saying, hey guys, we have this, we're bringing in a subject matter expert. She's from the History Channel. She's a celebrity. It's completely free. And check this out. This buddy of mine, he posts a note. He says, man, Kurt, I love this history and learning on these shows. It's like you know your audience. So again, I try to practice what I preach. I'm not being salesy. I'm just trying to deliver value. So we bring in folks like the founder of Reebok, celebrities from the History Channel that speak about manufacturing. And that is, do you have a link for the Joe Foster interview? Lauren, you know what? It's going out next. We can't do it we put it out within a week of it going out. So it's going to come out live tomorrow. So we'll have the link for you. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Not going to be selling you anything, but we will send you the link for Joe. It's going to be on LinkedIn Live. I'll be promoting it on my LinkedIn Live profile all next week. So I'd love to have you guys chime in. So speaking of LinkedIn Live,
great marketing, doing all that great marketing promoting. That's awesome.
So perfect, Lauren, and thank you, Lauren. By the way, my daughter's name is Lauren, so thank you for joining us today, Lauren. So Nicole, we do a LinkedIn Live every week, and hey, look who's on the stage here. So you were a guest of ours back in February. This is a really powerful story. Can you share what happened when you went on? So you went on, and right after, this gentleman put out a post about you. What was going on with this post?
Man, this is amazing. So I was on Kurt's show. He was gracious enough to have me on his show talking all about inbound marketing. And one of the guests on the show, I connected with him after the show. Him and we met after the show, and he said, "You know what? I'm gonna invite you to my network," because I had told him, that I wasn't a big networker. And he made this post on LinkedIn and welcomed me to his wonderful community. And from the visitors that came to that show, I actually landed a 5-figure deal from that one show that we did, and it cost me $0.
So, man, how exciting was that, guys? So we just do a LinkedIn Live every week where we're trying to deliver value to our soulmates, to our audience. We have no expectations. It's my partner, Damon, and I. We do it we do it twice a week. Nicole comes on our program. People were just head over heels in love with Nicole's content, just hopefully like you are today. This post, our friend puts out a post about how great Nicole is, and for everybody to connect. Look at this, 110 comments that this one gentleman created in Nicole's behalf by just shining a bright light on Nicole. So Nicole stepping out of her comfort zone by coming on our LinkedIn Live, having this post about her. Now she comes in and she sends me this text. "Hey, Kurt Anderson, I just won this deal. I'm coming to New York to buy you and your family a steak dinner." And she was so excited. And I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled for you, Nicole. Well-deserved, and so on and so forth. So super exciting. And actually, you're going to be our guest this Friday, once again, on our program. So homework, guys. Steven, I also created the first seaplane safety protocol that is also for helicopters that can be found on my website. I have over 20,000 in my LinkedIn page. Steven, kudos to you, dude. Please drop your website once again. Drop your LinkedIn profile so everybody can connect with you there. Let's all follow Steven's LinkedIn page. How about a round of applause for Steven? Dude, great job there. Man, this is why we love doing these programs, because we connect with folks like Steven, Lauren, everybody on here, Regina. All you guys are doing phenomenal. So guys, as we're coming into the close here, I want to be mindful of everybody's time. We have a little homework here. Okay. We're going to put out a little homework, and Haley says, "Way to go, Steven." Our bottom line takeaway, I'm being a little Captain Obvious here, but boy, if we dedicate ourselves to helping and giving value first, extending that hand when people need us first. Bernie, those poor folks going through challenges with addiction. Steven, all the great work that you're doing. Haley, Lauren, Regina, everybody on the call today. Think about what your soulmate is going through. So what we want you to do is we open up with our agenda today. KYS, right? Know your soulmate. Know your soulmate. I have a little worksheet. It's this link right here. As a matter of fact, I'll drop in the chat box. I'll drop mine and Nicole's LinkedIn profile. And I have a little worksheet there, completely free. It's a worksheet to help you build out your buyer persona. So if this is brand new to you, if you haven't done it in the past, boy, go to that webpage. You can just print it out or copy, whatever you need to do, take some of the information. But boy, so we saw some great, as a matter of fact, you can download the chat. I encourage everybody, download the chat. If you go in the chat box, there's 3 little buttons, 3 little dots, and it will allow you to download the chat. A lot of folks had great comments about who their soulmate is. So if this is new to you or a new process, I encourage you, welcome you, invite you, implore you to know your soulmate inside and out, just like a number of you already do. Hey, Nicole, do you know this band?
I do, man.
Might be another sing-along. Anybody out here? Does anybody know My Sharona? Remember that? I'm like an older dude. This is like, Nicole, this came out before you were born. So Bernie, you know this one. Michelle, you know it. I didn't do any trivia. Deborah knows it. So what I want you to do when you're creating your persona, I want you thinking about My Sharona. How's that? So get that ringing in your head. So a couple of sing-alongs today. We had Philadelphia Freedom. We had Frozen, Let It Go. We had Beatles, Help. And now we're talking little the knack, My Sharona. So again, guys, when you build out that buyer persona, Nicole, why is it so important to understand like goals, frustrations, motivations? Can you share a little bit with everybody as we close?
Yes, it's so important because if you don't know their goals, if you don't know their fears, their motivations, their frustrations, how are you going to help them? You have to know all that information in order to help them first. So you got to understand, seek first to understand, and then once you understand, then you can deliver them with all of the great content and information they need.
Absolutely. And just as we wind down here, this was a manufacturer I worked with last year. They're out of Miami. They're absolutely phenomenal. They manufacture baby changing stations. And what's fantastic is they target. So like this is Mario, the facilities manager on the left. This is Taylor, the interior designer. And the more that we dug deep and understood Taylor's goals, her frustrations, her motivations, and had a deeper dive understanding of like how we can help her. And again, I know we're kind of like hitting this super hard. We want to just, focus and emphasize on that. And so, Stephen, also consider having it on your life preservers. I recently told a story on how a kid flipped his kayak and his life preserver got hung up on a rock and he drowned. Oh, it's tragic. So please, everyone, remember, safety is your responsibility. Bernie's 7 Habits. That's right, Bernie, you know it. So this is absolutely phenomenal. So guys, our homework takeaway, know your soulmate, know that customer inside and out, build out that buyer persona, number one. Number two, you guys did a great job with our little exercise. Nicole, let's take it one step further. How could we create, like everybody did phenomenal in creating that one question. How do we create like those 3 to 5 top questions? Any tips, advice, suggestions here for everybody?
Yeah, I would just say think and write down a list of what your customers are asking. And I bet you, hands down, you're going to come up with at least three things that you can write about or blog about or talk about on your website.
Perfect. And so, hey, we have another minute. Bernie dropped 7 habits. What are 7 habits?
7 habits of highly effective people.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, that is a great book. I love that book. I try to, you know what? I don't read it often enough. I've read it multiple times. So Bernie, thank you for dropping that in there. Those tips are, man, there's a great story in there that I use all the time. If you guys remember, if you don't know the story, Bernie's going to know the story. When Stephen Covey's on the subway and the kids are all wound up and they're all excited and like he's judging the father for being on the subway because his kids are so unruly. And he's in his mind, he's like, I can't believe this father is not controlling these children. What is going on with this guy? And he finally, Bernie, you know this one. He looks at him, he says, sir, your children are a little bit out of control. Could you please do something about it? The father looks up. Man, I always get chills when I share this. The father looks up and says, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. We just left their mother's funeral, my wife, and I wasn't paying attention. I will round them up right now. Just think how Stephen Covey felt when that story. So that's Bernie, thank you for bringing this up. We never know what somebody else is going through. We never know their challenge. We never know their frustration. So when we're out there selling, when we're out there marketing, we're so focused on us. Well, guess what your soulmate is thinking about every day, all day? They're thinking about themselves. Maybe they haven't suffered the tragedy like the story of the example on the man on the subway, but boy, they have their frustrations, they have their challenges. And the more, Nicole, what are those 2 words?
Curiosity and empathy every time, Kurt.
Curiosity and empathy every time. You're all my soulmates, and I want to be able to cut and go home. So, guys, step 2: know that soulmate. Create a list of topics that your soulmates care about. And that's going to help you create those guides, those checklists. Man, I'm a one-man band. And if you go on my website, I have all sorts of guides, resources. I'm just dedicating my life to try to help small business owners, in particular manufacturers, try to figure out this whole e-commerce thing. So let's all get out. Let's hold ourselves accountable. This is like our accountability group right here, right? And get out there, create those guides, those resources to help your soulmates to win their day. And Nicole, let's take it home. We wanted to be laser focused. We don't want to overwhelm everybody, but man, Garba, you were right. You told us this was the advanced crowd. So let's close it out with a home run here. number one and number two, but what are the 5 full steps for inbound marketing?
So number one, know your soulmate, right? Curiosity and empathy. Create a list of topics they care about. Then you want to start creating the content, right? Whatever that may be, whether it's video, blog posts, webinars, doing podcasts, any of that. Answer those questions. Then you want to go where they hang out. Where are they on social media? Which social media channels do they like to hang out at? And you want to go there, and that's when you want to share your content with them and engage. So you want to build that community with them so that you're not just putting it out there, but you're also engaging with them and communicating with them, whatever channels they're at.
That is absolutely awesome, guys. Again, Garba's going to have the presentation. Grab a screenshot of this one if you want to. Ready, Nicole? Smile. Garba, smile. Okay. All right. So, guys, I'm going to close out on this. One of my favorite quotes by wonderful Oprah Winfrey. Surround yourself only with people who are going to take you higher. Man, and that's exactly what's going on here at the Small Business Development Center at our friends with Temple University. They do an amazing, incredible job. Services are completely free and confidential. Guys, I'm going to close out on this. Boy, if you had half as much fun as we did today, I'd love for you to join my partner and I, Wesleyan. We're going to be doing a LinkedIn workshop next Wednesday, a little different time, be 2:00 Eastern time. Love to have you on. But I want to just share this is Nicole, how about, do you want to share a goodbye?
You can.
I'll share a goodbye. But hey, first off, Nicole, thank you. Thank you, guys. Let's give a big round of applause to Nicole. Absolutely crushing it. This was her first voyage here at Temple University. So Nicole, you crushed it. Big round of applause for Nicole. Connect with Nicole on LinkedIn. As you can tell, she's just high integrity. She is just high level guru on marketing. Breath of fresh air, just salt of the earth. She is a blessing. Nicole, thank you for participating today. We appreciate you. Guys, everybody that joined today, anybody that comes to these workshops, I absolutely love doing this, love hanging out with you guys, never take you for granted. I dropped Nicole's LinkedIn and both of our LinkedIn in the chat box there for you guys to connect with. But thank you. I know how precious your time is. Boy, we wish you nothing but great success. And reach out to us anytime. Please connect with us on LinkedIn. Most importantly, connect with Garba and the team at the Temple SBDC. I wish everybody an amazing, awesome day. Keep spreading your awesomeness. God bless you. And Garba, take it away, my friend.
Yeah, thank you so much, Craig and Nicole. This goes directly to my wonderful attendees. I just posted 30-second survey about today's webinar. I posted it like 3 different times. We Temple SPDC, your feedback, it's of utmost important to us, even as it helps us to improve on the services we provide to you guys at a low cost. So kindly take 30 seconds of your time to help us to fill out the survey link. If you guys remember from the onset, I did say today is actually a good day. Now, I knew why I said that, because we could on board, it's always superb. And of course, he came with Nicole today, and Nicole added a lot of spicy stuff to the whole presentation. Nicole, thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. This has been
Thank
a pleasure.
you so much. It's nice to have you around. Thank you, and do enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.